So could you define Maitland and its indications and benefits?
Sure. Of course, it's my own definition. It's not from the book. The Maitland concept for me is a kind of philosophy of knowing how to think and act. It's a kind of concept that started in 1950 in Australia by a physical therapist named called Geoffrey Douglas Maitland. He was considered one of the most brilliant physiotherapists due to his way of thinking. He was, which was advanced for that time and the time he lived. The important point of view, how we have to see how the concept works. The concept, the Maitland's concept, is based on clinical assessment. It's divided in two parts, important parts, subjective exam and objective exam. A kind of diagnosis he called a comparable signal. A specific point they call decision making. A treatment that's divided in 5 grades of treatment, and analytical assessment and home exercise. The clinical assessment is based on clinical reasoning. Moreover, clinical reasoning is found in all times of the concept. So, the thought process would be the whole assessment process until determining the physiotherapeutic diagnosis, which he called comparable signal. The act would be the application of the best technique selected for the evaluated patient. Talking about indication, we could say that same for orthopedic trauma physical therapy. Signs and symptoms involving neuromusculoskeletal system. That's the main signs symptoms involved. For me, the great benefit is being able to make less mistakes with this assessment system and to control the application of the technique with the analytical assessment. That's the resume of the definition of a Maitland's concept.
Mm-hmm. And I think it goes back again to assessment. So I see from what you're saying that is a lot about assessment and the clinical reasoning and thinking to be able to figure out what's happening with the patient that we are treating, not the specific body part we are treating. So I think that's very interesting, this Maitland approach. And again, it comes from Australia. What a great place to be on the last century.
Most of the manual therapies that you know today comes from Australia and New Zealand.
yeah, that's a very special place, I would say.
Very special, yeah. We talked about this kind of subject. If you open the Maitland's book, you're gonna see more than a half of the book is talking about assessments, most of theory, a philosophy. He dedicated a few pages for treatments. Mm-hmm. So it's not a technique for it's not a concept for techniques, only techniques. Mm-hmm. Most of for how you can interview the patient, how can achieve
I can assess, right? Like how,
you can find the cause of the problem of the patient. Mm-hmm. That's the reason.
That's the main point.
This whole assessment, okay?
Yeah, that's great. And again, I can't stress enough how I believe that's what we should focus on providing a good assessment and understanding what's happening to our patient, and just jumping right to the treatment, trying to fix something that we don't really know what is the cause of that problem. So
what's happening? What's behind of this pain or the symptoms,
exactly.
the patient symptoms? Right.
Exactly. They are just symptoms, right? They doesn't mean that because you feel pain on your shoulder is because something is going on with your shoulder. We should see where it's coming from, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.